Atomic Habits by James Clear. Chapter 3. How to Build Better Habits in 4 Steps. Behavior followed by satisfying consequences tends to be repeated, and those that are less pleasant are less likely to be repeated. Why your brain builds habits. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. Process of habit formation begins with trial and error. Try, fail, learn, try differently. With practice, the useless movements fade away and the useful actions get reinforced. Habits are reliable solutions to recurring problems that occur in our environment. As habits are created, the level of activity in the brain decreases. You lock in the cues that predict success and tune out everything else. When a similar situation arises in the future, you know exactly what to look for. Your brain skips the process of trial and error and creates a mental rule. If this, then that. These cognitive scripts can be followed whenever the situation is appropriate. Habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. In essence, a habit is just a memory of steps you followed to solve a problem in the past. Habits do not restrict freedom, they create it. In fact, the people who don't have their habits handled are often the ones with least amount of freedom. Building habits in the present allows you to do more of what you want in the future. The process of building a habit can be broken down into 4 simple steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. The brain runs through these steps in order every time. The cue triggers the brain to initiate a behavior. It is a bit of information that predicts a reward, something that catches your attention. Our prehistoric ancestors paid attention to cues that signal primary rewards like food, water, and sex. Today, we spend most of our time learning cues that predict secondary rewards like money and fame, power and status, praise and approval, love and friendship, or a sense of personal satisfaction. These also indirectly improve our odds of survival and reproduction, which is the deeper motivation behind what we do. Because the cue is the first indication that we are close to a reward, it naturally leads to craving. Cravings are the second step, and they are the motivational force behind every habit. Without some level of motivation and desire, some craving for change, we have no reason to act. What you crave is not the habit itself, but the state it delivers. You do not crave smoking a cigarette, you crave the feeling of relief it provides. Every craving is linked to a desire to change your inner state. Cues are meaningless until they are interpreted. The third step is response. The response is the actual habit you perform, which can take the form of a thought or an action. Whether response occurs depends on how motivated you are and how much friction is associated with the behavior. If it requires more effort than you're willing to put in, you won't do it. Your response also depends on your ability. A habit can only occur if you're able to do it. The response delivers a reward. Rewards are the end goal of every habit. The cue is about noticing the reward. The craving is about wanting the reward. The response is about obtaining the reward. We chase rewards because they serve 2 purposes. 1, they satisfy us, and 2, they teach us. The first purpose of rewards is to satisfy your craving, at least for a moment. Rewards deliver contentment and relief from craving. Second, rewards teach which actions are worth remembering in the future. Your brain is a reward detector. Your sensory system is constantly monitoring which actions satisfy your desires and deliver pleasure. Rewards close the feedback loop and complete a habit. If a behavior is insufficient in any of these 4 stages, it will not become a habit. Eliminate the cue and your habit will never start. Reduce the craving, and you won't experience enough motivation to act. Make the behavior difficult, and you won't be able to do it. The reward fails to satisfy your desire. You have no reason to do it again in the future. Without the first 3 steps, a behavior will not occur. Without all 4, a behavior will not be repeated. This cycle is a habit loop. In summary, the cue triggers craving, which motivates a response, which provides a reward, which satisfies that craving, and ultimately becomes associated with the cue. Together, these 4 form a neurological feedback loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. This process ultimately allows you to form automatic habits. We can split these 4 steps into 2 phases: the problem phase and the solution phase. The problem phase includes the cue and the craving it is when you realize something needs to change. The solution phase includes the response and the reward it is when you take action and achieve the outcome you desire. All behavior is driven by a desire to solve a problem. The 4 laws of behavior change provides a simple set of rules for creating good habits. 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. 4. Make it satisfying. Invert these laws to break a bad habit. 1. Make it invisible. 2. Make it unattractive. 3. Make it difficult. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Every goal is doomed to fail if it goes against the grain of human nature. Summary: a habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to be automatic. The ultimate purpose of habits is to solve life's problems with as little energy and effort as possible. Any habit can be broken down in a feedback loop that involves 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.